Firstly, we get to change this alliance layer because some outdated alliance layers are here. Mm-hmm. Oh, come on, I forgot to layer religions. Firstly, almost all of this area is very much like this area is like somewhat many. The rest I will just babble. Oh, and also this area has become a member of this religion, which started off from Greece, but has a lot of African followers. And the rest is still Cyan. The Cyanese religion is actually very popular now. And due to Spanish, not the Spanish, the Guineas. And we got a sinner in need of Jesus. I'm going to be doing the rest for the other archipelagos. It doesn't matter all the southern colonies or what type of money their religion based already. Then here they're and the first part of South America is also this religion. Let's check the Potato Empire actually. What religion are they? They are pretty disconnected with like only the Amazons having some sort of trade routes, and they have way better trade routes with the Ainus. And the Ainus, from what I remember, are this religion, the Chinese religion. So they adopt Chinese religion. Even though they're mostly descended from Gambians with not having a lot of ainu. Ainu are a minority there, but they do follow their so-called Ainu faith. The Potato Empire is also the ainu is also like ainu, people's religion, but not the people, because it's race, because it's basically like of course, I don't want this video to be a whole thing on making things, okay? So let's actually move into Mongolia for a second. Since gunpowder is being discovered, horse archers would become basically useless. So we're seeing the last horse archer conquest. Seeing the last horse archer conquest to be done by the horde of the Mongol. The Mongol horde invades the Chinese Empire, the second Chinese Empire, because there was a first one, but it collapsed, and now there's a second one. Didn't they have even different capitals? And Korea does have some settlements here. They control northern Beijing area, but still. The few cities don't have anything to do with this. While Yunnan, which somehow survived all of the war, and same with Vietnam. Both actually split the mountainous area here splits into ainu. This area also breaks away with an alliance of small minor nobility of the mountain tribes. So they have currently decided to build two capitals as two administrative offices led by a great revolt, peasant leader, a populist. So these two cities are founded in his name and also by him. The current capital was actually the inner part due to easier control and plus better defenses. The other one is just a glory hole. The other one is just a glorified monument. After that, they are able to move into inner China. China is getting absolutely cooked, as you can see. By this point, the plan of the Mongols is to cut off the Chinese so that this area gets encircled, but they can still exchange things through naval warfare, and this long conquest becomes very hard. But the Mongolians are very good at reading the farmland, and this allows for them to capture most of northern China. After that, the conqueror moves into this area of Manchuria and captures it, making it Mongolian Manchuria. The first Silk Road passed from here, but the second Silk Road China, a few cities, eventually Egypt, and the Egypt and the Levant are really good allies with the Greeks, so the Greeks are fabulous which in silk, and specifically Chinese silk, opium in India. These guys are getting drunk and high at the same time. But of course, since Mongolia conquers China will absolutely do the same thing as the saga and just write stories about the north. Now let's move into Korea. The Northern Korean Republic, the Commune of North Korea, because it's actually inspired on the Commune of Genoa, not the actual communist Korea. gets invaded by the Balhae, which are nomadic people who speak Balhae and Hay languages, and also Turmeric, Tungric, I don't know what's the name for it, Turmeric or Tungric. Eventually, the Southern Korean Republic joins in, and, and but census and the South are able to successfully besiege the capital of the Northern Korean Republic, and the Balkans decides to split it into factions. Southern Korea and the Balhae are the last remnants of the once unified Korea. Balhae represents the less trade-focused peoples, while Korea represents the old elite that lasted for about 2,000 years-ish, maybe even less. This is a different Korean civilization right now. Meanwhile, in Japan, the ainu from their colonial world, let's just say they're invading Japan. Using a bunch of ships, they raid around this bay, capturing this bay, which is a really strategic bay. That's because of the really good harbor. You can really just build a harbor here, I think. My natural harbor here, see? Or even here, actually. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good area for trade. So the Ainu plan will just want that area and maybe some northern Japan, but not really anything else. So the Ainu, the Ainu Empire moves more into and more into Japan, capturing the small island, capturing the northern the northern areas, and moving into Japan, which in this timeline is mostly more inspired of Korea, so it's more mercantilist. Or let's just say this timeline Japan is more like modern Japan than samurai Japan. Multiple cities are actually not really good siege down, but since the old trade republics are getting overshadowed by the Ainu empires, all of Japan quickly falls into a bunch of guerrilla fighting until the Japanese emperor is forced to surrender and the rest just collapse with the small southern city becoming an independent country called the but eventually they do agree to so the Republic of Osaka here, southern center Japan, and with some with and most into a period known as the some mercantilist city-states are there. There are some regular city-states that are here to survive. But the Japanese royal family, not, but the Japanese parliament is turned into a Japanese kingdom, which controls only the center area. The Ainu really don't care about most of the area, as the southern Japan, so long as they pay their tribute. They just straight up decide to capture the northern Japan area, but it would be very hard to integrate. Now it's a huge debate in the parliament for should they free the Japanese cities over here. And yep, with that, let's end the video. Thank you.